What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Maestro Javi. We're gonna go over one quick little thing I've started just doing um, with the higher time frame quantum candles, especially when there's anticipation. I want to say not like full blown um, move yet, but when over the weekend there was the war that was started or going on, and a lot of us were expecting, a major move in the market. Most of us expecting a potential drop. And something that I haven't done before is to mark up old quantum bullish candles that haven't been tested. So I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. Um, Kind of a sneak peek. We're going to actually go over this in detail in the next study session. And if you look at my 1 minute chart, you're gonna see the blue lines, which are 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute. Right, got major areas down here. I'm actually writing the short from the break of this guy over here. I don't know if you guys won't be able to see it right now, but it is quite the nice short right now. Let me see if I can find a way. Nope, can't do it unfortunately. But oh my gosh, I'm up $230 on 4 micros. Already trailing my last runner. And next area would be down here at the 96 if it breaks through that 410 level. Okay, so how did I go about doing this? Okay, so I went into my 5 minute chart and I have this crosshair. If you guys want to know about the crosshair, you can go into the option over here on the left menu bar, and you could choose what you want. Right, you could choose what you want. You can have a magic wand. You can have the arrow. I pick this crosshair because it does show me where I have it lined up on every time frame. So here, right on my 5 minute chart, I started marking up. I went far back. I had to go really, really far back to start looking for these bullish candles, these quantum blues that have held. Let's get an adjustment here. All right, we're currently, this one is a more recent one. We had one up here, but these are obviously more recent ones. So I went far, far back, and I did go into replay mode because some of the data here, right? Some of the data here gets limited. So if you want to go even further back, you just go to the very end. Right? You can see where I marked some of these are here. Got one over here from November 21st. I can actually mark this one here. I can show you how I do this, right? I gotta mark that one here. And then we have this one here as well. Right? And then price action pushed up. Right, and then I guess it ends right here. So it ends right here on November 16th. So now, right, if I want to keep going back, I can go into replay mode. Okay, and I'm going to switch this over to my 5 minute chart. And I know that I stopped at November 16th, so I can go back to November 16th, select, and begin looking again, right, where I drew my lines. So I had already drawn out some 5 minute bearish as well, where the price was potentially going to be. Or actually, this is up high now, so we're actually down here. We're floating around here, actually. So these are resistance areas. And I can go back where we at. We're currently at about 24,400. So we're around this area, right around here. So I can keep going back, right? There's one area right here. Do I have any blue candles there? Right, I'll zoom in. Nope, none there. Right, another area, none there. Right, you can see where the current price is right there. Here's some more. No blues. And you can just keep scrolling back until you start finding some more blue candles to potentially mark up. Right, here's some more that we can spot. All right, you got that guy. All right, we got this guy. Nothing here. Got that guy. If there's nothing there, all right, I'll just delete that for now. All right, we got that one. We have that one. All right, nothing here at the moment. I think this was one that was further up. I'll leave that there for now. because I'm probably deleting. There's one right here, none over here. Then we can keep going, right? We got another one down here already had marked up, another one down here. That one's been broken. Another one right here, okay? And when I zoom out around my 5 minute, I do the same thing on the higher side. All right, I'm looking for purples for potential resistance areas, right? And here I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make these purple. All right, up here we got another one. All right, we got another one right there, a little guy right here. So if the price ever comes back up here, these are going to be areas to keep an eye out for resistance. Okay. All right, we got this guy. This is a brand new one. And boom, right? This one currently moving up here. Got levels to look out for, so we know this area is going to be a potential resistance as well. We got a new blue on the 5. I'm going to mark that guy for now. Okay. And anything that has been already deleted, right? Deleted, we have 1, 2, 3 candles. So this 15-minute, I also started doing it with the 15-minute to test, right? This is gone. These are gone. I'm cleaning these up because these are all bearish lines that have already been closed below. So they are no longer valid. Okay. And now I have what I have here, right? This purple's gone. These purple lines should all be gone as well. They've all been broken through. Right? Some of these lines you see the PHP that I use. Right? Advanced orb as well to draw out my orb. Right? This blue line was already broken through as well. Right? All these lines have been broken through on the 5-minute chart are no longer valid for me. So they are gone. And I'm only keeping the valid ones. Only the valid ones. Okay, so there we go. This is what I currently have, right? I got this area down here. I can actually delete this one as well. Okay. And we are stuck all the way up here. Okay. The other thing you can do, right? When you have areas that were previous resistance areas, and this is just as basic of understanding how support and resistance works, you could also, mark up these bearish candles that have previously been broken when they line up with other areas like orb or any other zones that you may use. Because you can see what happens, right? Let me turn off the orb for now. When it flips from resistance to support, which is one of those quantum setups that we go over, where we break a bearish candle, we look for the break and the retest and the continuation move. And this could still be an area where if it does come back down to it, right, to this zone, it might give reaction when it comes back. Okay, so I'm going to delete that for now because obviously we are in back test mode and this area was already plowed through. Okay, just want to show you guys how I would draw these out. Okay, so now we can get out of replay mode, and you could go back as far as you want. Okay, I went back pretty far back just to kind of put this out because these have been areas where when I have sauce box or like I use llamas fibs and things like that, when I have them all lined up, that's going to be a major area for me. And you can see here, right, I have some blue lines, right, where you can see the failed bullish moves on the 5. Right, this one broke, easy little retest, and the violent push down. But guess what? That one's gone. Guess what? This one's gone. Right, now we're testing this one. Right, these 3 are about to break. That's a major break. Right, but we still have about a minute left for this to close. So this could easily pull itself up and close above. And this is where you have to sit on your hands and be patient. Now, if it closed below, right, the next one's all the way down here at 43, closes below 43, next one will be down here inside one of my sauce boxes at 288. Currently, it is bouncing up. All right, it's about to try to close above this 64. We would need to close above 70 to keep both valid. And there it is pulling down again. We got about 24 seconds left, and then it will probably test this one at 344. Okay. So when I go to my 1-minute chart, okay, you can see I draw out the same thing on the 2, right? I have my 2-minute with their own individual lines as well. And I'm going to actually push this up here and change that to purple. Okay. All right. Now, ooh, look at that pump. Look at that last second push up. Oh, I caught it with 1 micro. I'm going to trail it just to test it. All right. Close below. It did close below them. Closed below 1. Wanted to see it test 44. Wanted to see it push up. Now, if it resists, right, here's the 1 minute. Let me switch this to the 1 minute. Keep this on the 5. Right, you can see where I had both drawn out right here. Okay, so this is where it gets tight. If this breaks back above 95, we're going to get a potential push. But for the time being, right, it did break these two on the 5 minute. So I can delete these on the 5 minute. Right, and this is where we're going to be stuck now for now. Between these two, this 5 and this 5. Got really close to that by about 7-8 points. All right, 5 minutes are strong areas. Pushed up. Now we have that tap at 93. And let's see if it's going to start ranging here, if it's going to break up and back over 93. For the time being, it is fighting. It is trying. There's the break. It's a violent break. That was a 10-point push. And you need to see it close above and continue and then try to retest that maybe 80 area. Right, and as soon as, yeah, this is pushing beautifully. Right, for now, right, that 5 minute also was broken, right? And again, I'm keeping it for now just because I want to see where there could be potential, you know, break of, remember what I said earlier, right? When resistance becomes support, when support becomes resistance, that's what I was eyeing here. And now it's pushing above. I can actually delete that now, right? And that was a beautiful push above 93 for almost 30 points. There's Big Blue on the 2 and the 1. Very nice push. I can delete this one on the 5. And the next area is going to be that failed move up here at around 81.71 if it manages to get up there. Okay. Now, if the down move is going to continue, okay, we're going to see this blue candle 73 break. But remember, here's where things get tight. So if it breaks 73, we have 55. Actually, it's got some room. It looks small, but today it's insanely volatile. So it looks small, but there is room from 73 to 55, from 55 to 43 to potentially really test that 5 minute blue. If it does break that 5 minute blue, I got sauce box in play, and the next one all the way down here, this next area at 89. Okay, so when I draw them out on the 5 minute, okay, I would have him here on the 5 minute. And if I want to match them up on my 1, right, I would just use this crosshair to line it up. So you can see right here, this one's a little bit off. So I would just move it. Boom, there it is. All right, I got 2 more down here. Let me see if I have them drawn out on my 1 minute. Looks like I have that area, and then I have this area. I have 2 blues in this area, so that's why you see the ×2. So there's 2 close to this area. Right, I got this 5 minute here that I think I added on the 1 minute when we went back. I can probably add it here on the 5 minute chart just to keep it in unison for me. I did mark it 5 minute, next area. Right, these might be 1 minute blues I had marked here. So if you see unmarked, these are 1 minute blues, and I'm kind of trying to eyeball where I might have reaction. Where I see a bunch of blue candles, I will usually have reaction. If I have blues on multiple time frames in the same price area, usually that adds strength to that area, right? Same thing applies with purples. If you have the bearish candles in the same price area, that will potentially add a stronger resistance point to that area. Okay. So we are going to work on kind of really making sure everyone understands, you know, watching the reactions of the quantum candles, right? How the breaks and the continuations play out. It's the simplest of the setups for quantum, right? When you have other confluences, the A++ setups work beautifully. But you're going to see where I have, right? I have zones in between sauce boxes. So I have this whole area in between sauce boxes. I have 1 minute and 5 minute kind of blended in here. Right, 5 minute, right? And I think I went all the way down here. I had a couple more, right? And if I go, and you know, I don't think I marked them all on this chart yet because I only did it on one chart just to test it out. But here's what it looks like, right? Here's what my 5 minute looks like with the current action, right? I got that resistance zone, that resistance zone, that resistance zone. I got to draw out this one right here on the 5, right? And I could plot these easily on my 1 minute as well. Once I'm done, right? And this area, right? I have that level at 31 and a purple candle. So this area would be a potential very high resistance area if it ever were to get down, back up there. And here's another example, right? This exact same setup up here, I saw right here, right? You have your nice little signal there with the little purple line for that area, right? You had the break, but it didn't break the level, okay? It broke the candle, not the level, and you saw that hard reversal from this area. Boom, right? We had a nice, beautiful push down. This one is gone, right? And then this one should be up here. There should be another one right up here, right there. Boom, right there. All right, and that's what that push was. Okay, this blue line, right, technically could be gone. I don't need it there. I got a level right there. Right, we just broke this blue. Couldn't manage to get down to through this one yet. And this is what I've been kind of messing around with, these candle levels. If we can, quantum is a pretty heavy indicator in terms of the scripting in it. We've cleaned it up a lot so we can make it a little bit faster in terms of load time. The 5 minute used to take a while to load. And since we've been kind of cleaning it up, you guys see the updates that we put up. It's gotten a lot faster and it helps with the refresh rate and everything. So we are looking to continue to keep it that way, but we also know that we want to make it as user friendly as possible, and having maybe a toggle, I will discuss it with Owen, our script writer, on what the possibility is, you know, for having the option to see these unbroken, you know, blue candles as potential levels, to maybe have the option to see the action line levels or the candle levels, because you can play either one or. Obviously, like I said, right, I like to have things lined up. So when I have areas lined up with a level, it gives the area strength for me. Right, you have this purple candle over here that is still technically alive on the 1 minute. It did not really close fully. If you zoom in, right, you see where that wick is. Right, let's put this in on the 1 minute. Did not close above. Nothing closed above. You see that wick immediately pulled back underneath, and then boom, hard crash down. You see the failed bullish move. Nice, beautiful failed bullish move. Little retest. Stop would have been up here. This would have been about a 20-point brisk trade and a monster drop. All right, this is where we're at right now. 2 minute and 1 minute are holding very nicely. And that bottom, this candle right here, this 45, this candle that I marked up a while ago, right? This is what held this little area for that push up. Okay, so something exciting. I hope you guys join me in the next study session or any future study sessions. If you just subscribe to Quantum Shift, you guys get to see me every week. Okay, I do little tests like this every once in a while. I back test, forward test. Obviously, when I'm doing the study sessions, I do a lot of Q&A. And I always have a blast doing those, especially while the market is moving. We're going to do like a replay every other week or so as well, to kind of go over the week. Certain areas where there might have been heavy chop, certain areas where I know I took some trades and I might have lost some and won some, and just go through the drill of where your entries would be, where your stop losses would be, and how that process would work. So if you guys haven't yet, please like, subscribe, tickle our bell. Join our Discord. You guys get to watch me trade, myself and Logan, the CSO, trade up during Power Hour at the Max Options Discord. You guys will get to listen to me, and you'll be able to kind of see what I'm reading. And I caught some monster trades yesterday. I catch a lot of trades doing what I'm doing, right? Especially during MOC, and I'm kind of known as the MOC King. With the quantum levels and stuff. So guys, come check us out if you guys want to see, you know, how I do this and how this works. Go join the Max Options Discord. Should have a link underneath, and get to watch me trade this thing live. So look forward to seeing you guys, and check out Quantum Shift. I also have that link down below, and maybe I'll see you guys on the next study session. Peace out.